What's up, muscle car people? This is Bring It Muscle Cars, and I'm Matt. Today, we're gonna go pick up a part for the G8. The starter died, so we're gonna have to pick up a new one, which is technically the third one. It's been a pain in the ass. And in this video, we are gonna cover Mustang week and how it went, and I'm gonna show you some clips. Didn't take a bunch of videos because I just enjoyed the trip. So let's get it started. First off, let's start with a cold start. Ooh, feel that Shelby power. Let's bring it. So Mustang week started off. Siph and I were planning on leaving Saturday morning at 7 o'clock the week before it started, so we'd be down there for a total of 8 days, which is a lot, but it would have been a nice vacation. So it was supposed to rain pretty bad on Saturday, which it did. So Friday night, I went to change my drag radials out and put my normal street tires, the factory wheels, back on and tires. And I thought, it will take maybe a half hour. Maybe an hour at most, right? So I went to a car meet, then come home, it's like 7 o'clock, start changing them out. First three, no problem. I'm probably done in like 20 minutes, no problem. The last one, 2 lugs are completely stripped. Can't get the lug nuts back on, can't do anything. So text my friend that works at the Ford dealership, yo, can you guys fix this? Like, is something I can get fixed tomorrow? And he's like, probably, no problem. They do it all the time. So I leave my house at 6:30 to make it to the dealership before 7, so I'm the first in line. Even though I'm a walk-in, I don't have an appointment, they're pretty good about getting me in, helping me out right away. So I get there, it's like 6:50, I wait, he brings me in. I'm there for like 3.5 hours, 4 hours. At first he's like, yeah, sure, no problem, we'll just get you 5 more and we'll take those off and we'll put new ones on, so that whole wheel will be good. Great. And then he comes back out, slight problem, yours is different than a regular GT because you have a Shelby. And I was worried about that. So they ended up repairing those 2 and getting them fixed, and they said no problem, it's safe to drive, don't even worry about it. So we leave pretty late, and of course me not thinking and stressing about being leaving later than I wanted to, I forgot my bag. So the car is all packed, I got the chairs in there, the camera, everything. We get over 45 minutes away, and I forgot my bag. So we had to go all the way back, get my bag, and then we lost basically an hour and a half. So we get there Saturday night, it's like midnight. Not a great way to start the week, but it was fine. We wake up, hang out at the beach Saturday or Sunday, Monday, just have a good time. Do some dumb shit Monday driving around. And then Monday night, I'm not even doing anything dumb. Siph does a burnout, and like I try to catch up to him. Check out his channel at Young and Boosted. And if you haven't subscribed to this awesome channel, hit that subscribe button now. And we might as well hit that like button too. But so I'm trying to catch him, and like after like 5 minutes, we're heading back to the hotel. It's like 11:30. I'm not even doing anything dumb. I'm not paying attention, just listening to the radio. And by the time it's 45 in there, I knew I was doing like a little over 50. And then all of a sudden, there's no cars, just me. It's 3 lanes, a lot of stoplights. I'm just cruising. All of a sudden, flashing lights. Motorcycle cop came out of nowhere, pulled me over, and like I pull over as soon as he turns the lights on. I don't like pull in any place, and then like he yells to me, pull into Olive Garden basically. So I pull in, he comes up, do you know why I pulled you over? And I'm like, no. And at first I thought it was because I had my cell phone in my hand, and I don't know the laws down there, but I was getting close to the exit, so like to turn to the hotel, so like I didn't want to miss the turn. So I had the phone in my hand, and I didn't know if he could see it or not. And he's like, well, you were doing 58 and a 45. I'm like, man, I didn't realize it. I was just cruising, listening to the radio, and I'm like, I'm going back to my hotel. My hotel is right up here. And he's like, well, where are you staying? So I told him, and like I was like 10 minutes away from the hotel. So basically he gave me a warning. I couldn't do any more dumb shit the rest of the week, because otherwise I would have gotten a ticket, because now I'm in the system already. So that kind of eliminated some of the dumb stuff I might have done, which is probably a good thing. But the cop was cool, I was cool, I didn't say anything, like I didn't give him a hard time. Like, he said I was doing 58. It's pretty easy to go from 52 to 58 without even realizing it when you have 800 horsepower. So what are you gonna do? The rest of the week went well. Every like meet and greet was awesome. I probably wouldn't go back to the circle track where they do the autocross and that stuff. Like that stuff, it was okay. Like we got to meet Von Ginn Jr. I've got his dash sign. You should see that. I got a couple t-shirts. I got an awesome Shelby belt. I mean, it looks like a seat belt. It's pretty cool. And it rained most of the day that day, but it wasn't that bad. The meet and greet at night was cool. We met, like, I didn't even realize, like, Syph was talking about these guys from Instagram that he knows and stuff. Come to find out they live in the same town as us. So we have to drive, you know, 500 miles to hang out with guys that live in the same town. Go figure. And then the next day was the drag strip. And so at our hotel, we were in North Myrtle, so we were a little out there a little bit, but the drag strip was just down the road. And every morning there was a Shelby, another Shelby, I guess it was a 2012. Talked to the guy every morning while I was drinking my coffee, sitting outside. Him and his wife were real cool. He ended up crashing his Shelby at the drag strip. I didn't think the drag strip, and nobody was hooking. Like, I had thought about going and getting my car, and I'm glad I didn't. So like, I still didn't have my radials, my drag radials, so it wouldn't have been that good, but nobody was hooking, and it looked slick. So I'm glad I didn't do it, but I don't know if his car will be totaled, but it's in pretty bad shape. And you can check out Syph's video. I'll link it down below, so if you want to see that, you can. Syph got in the way of my video, so I couldn't get it. I was trying to tape it so I could show the guy, and then he crashes. We both stand up, and Syph blocks my view, so he's like, ha, I got the best view. You can't use that now. You know how he is. He's kind of a jerk like that. So that happened. That was kind of a bummer. That like put a damper on the whole mood. Syph stayed there the rest of the day. I basically went back and took a nap, and it was a good time. And one of the guys I met Wednesday was having you sign. He had a Boss 302, early, sitting by myself outside just watching the cars pull in. I like that highlighter. I think I saw these guys in Richmond on my way down. They were on the other side of the highway.
Yeah, that thing is pretty.
It's so bright.
Boss. Dealership and they sent them the price. They accidentally sent only the sticker price, not the actual.
Right.
That's why I haven't done one in mine yet. Lee. Yeah, Lee.
When 1100 horsepower meets Mickey Thompson's.
Sorry.
Who wins?
Back windows. Fun. Deer killer, oh my god. No photos, actually. Oh, really? It's gonna be, I don't know how many hours of footage I've got. It's all gonna be on YouTube, or something. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Man, if you didn't get there early, you were not getting in. I'll tell you that. There was a lot of cars there. And the guy with the Boss 302 came up. I said, hey, I know you. And he's like, and we started talking. We walked around. His girlfriend, his name is Josh. His girlfriend, Katie, and me, we walked around. And then her parents showed up and we all had dinner together. Syfe showed up. It was a good time. That's what Mustang Week is about. Meeting new people, hanging out. You have a common interest, so like right off the bat, like it breaks the ice, makes things easy. Then Friday, we go to the car show. We hang out with those guys. He was in the show. I wasn't. My car never wins anything anyways. And then we walk around the show, look at the cars with them. The cool part about the show is there's a lot of vendors. I would compare it to Carlisle. I don't know if there's as many vendors as Carlisle. Maybe there was more, they were just spread out. And then you also have the vendors at American Muscle. There's quite a few there too, but you know, you had VMP, you had a bunch of other manufacturers there, and then the cool thing was there were some shops that had like trailer set up. So one thing I'm interested in is auto swaps, so I talked to a couple shops about that, because really the one local to me, JPC, is the only one that I knew about that did them, but a lot of other guys do them. They have kits. Each shop kind of has their specialty in how they do them, whether it's a TH400, there's a couple other, you know, 6R80s that they do, so it just depends on what you want. I would really rather have a 6R80 just because I want overdrive, because I want to be able to drive it on the highway, but that's just me. But that part was really cool. I like that. The show part was okay. It wasn't the greatest. It's like you saw all the cars already for the most part, but everybody's real cool. Everybody's nice. You know, it was great. Anybody you talk to about their car, they were more than willing to tell you anything you asked. And it was, the cool thing about it was you got to see a lot of different setups. So for me, I don't really see that many Kenny Bells. I know one guy that has one, that's it, nobody else. And so I don't see that many Shelby 08, 07, 08, 09s, and I saw a ton there. A ton, like there was probably 3 or 4 with Kenny Bells, which kind of shocked me. And then also, I didn't see that many with VMPs, but of course I like VMPs, so that's what I would rather have. But those Kenny Bells look impressive. I saw some with Whipples, a lot of S550s across the whole board, and you saw all the different setups. So you saw Kenny Bells, you saw twin turbos, a lot of on-one turbos. They look pretty good. I mean, I know they're cheap, but they look pretty good. And you saw Whipples, everything on those S550s. I would say the most popular car across the board was the S550s. Probably because that's the newest one. It is super nice, so that's what the most common one was. So Saturday, it was back to the convention center, and basically the same cars in the show. They were doing the awards. I said, Syph, if you want to go to that, you can. I am going to the beach. It's my last day, and I'm just gonna relax. And I sat on the beach for 4 or 5 hours. It was windy, and the water was way high. And I was basically, you know, there was like 10 people on the beach. That was the first time going to Myrtle Beach. It's smaller than the beaches I'm used to. It's much smaller than like Wildwood or Ocean City. And Virginia Beach, you know, it's smaller than all of those. But it's a cool town. And Saturday night, Syph walked around the show he met a guy, Ishmael, pretty cool. Couple other guys, Christian, and then we met up at the car meet that night and hung out. It was really fun. Those guys are cool. We had dinner together. Well, I ate dinner, and those guys just hung out, but we had a good time. That's what Mustang Week is about: meeting new people, expanding, you know, friendships, and just hanging out and having a really good time. I'm definitely planning on going back. If you're into Mustangs, it's pretty cool. I would definitely recommend it. It's really spread out, so it's different than Ocean City Car Cruise, where there's a lot more dumb stuff that happens, a lot more burnouts. There's a lot of different car meets every night, so you may not see everybody, and you can go to a couple of them in one night, but it's fun. It doesn't seem like people stay out all night long, where Ocean City, that's what you do. They're running 3-4 o'clock in the morning. There's a lot of racing. Maybe there's racing going on at Mustang Week and just nobody knew about it, nobody talked about it. Every night we pretty much ended up at the Hooters in front of the mall, because that's like the one parking spot that had enough room. But it's really you know, that was the hangout spot. So but it was a lot of fun. There could have been a lot of racing that we just didn't know about. If you run in those circles, trash talk before you get there, there's probably pretty good spots to line up. The only problem is there was a lot of cops. They had a lot of motorcycle cops, which would sit on the side of the road with their lights off, and you couldn't see them. So unless you had a radar detector, you were pretty much going to be screwed. I don't know if that puts a hamper on stuff, but next year it's the same week, basically the 3rd through the 9th, and I think that's good. It kind of gets the college kids that do the dumb stuff, the majority of the dumb stuff. We did see some people do burnouts, hit the curb. Syfe has some pretty good videos of those. Check his channel out. So again, I really enjoyed Mustang Week. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to going back. I think it would be more fun renting like a condo with a bunch of guys and going out, staying closer to downtown so you could walk and go out at night. But a lot of the stuff started early, and you had to get there early or you were not getting in. The Dragstrip started at 10, and if you weren't there by 9:45, you were not getting in. It was packed. The only bad part about it was it rained the day before, so it was super muddy. But so I'm just gonna wrap this video up here. Remember, if you got a fast Mustang and you're going to Mustang Week next year, you better bring it.
1, 2, 3.